Hi there and welcome to Ben's Voice Narrative. In today's class, we have a very exciting topic to look at in comma splices. Now, this is a class you don't want to miss for any reason, especially if you're an English language teacher or student or anyone whose job or profession revolves around writing. A ghostwriter, a freelance writer, or you own a writing company. This is a class you should pick up your seat, sit down, and watch to the very end. Now, before we dive right into the teaching, let's give a big shout out to the sponsors of today's episode in Corporate Design and Painting. Corporate Design and Painting is a company that deals in the supply of building and construction materials within and outside of Oman. Also, they deal in the supply of quality paint. They also help in the maintenance of buildings and properties within and outside of the country. If you're looking for the cheapest plug that supplies paint, building and construction materials, contact Corporate Design and Painting. Whether or not you live within or outside of Oman, you have nothing to worry about because distance is no barrier. They have a seamless delivery system. Place your order, you have them delivered at your doorstep. This company has physical presence across Oman. If you're living in Muscat, you have them in Mabila, in Sib, and in Nizwa. If you live outside of Muscat, we have them in Jalan, in Sur, and Al Amirat. Contact them today and experience the power of service. So now, let's get right into the teaching. The topic today is comma splices. Comma splices. New, isn't it? Yes, I know that this is relatively, like I've said before, is a new concept in the English language. Now, basically, comma splices are grammatical mistakes, grammatical errors in the English language that surface in two independent clauses that are joined together with a comma. Let me take that again. Comma splices. 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 This is the pronunciation. Splices. Now, comma splices are grammatical mistakes, errors that come about or that come to the fore when you have two independent clauses being joined, being combined with the use of a comma. That is what you call comma splices or comma splice when you want to talk in the singularity. Okay, let's have an example of what I'm talking about. The sun rises in the east. In the east, comma, it sets in the west. Now, before we go further, let's understand what independent clauses are. Remember, the independent clauses are expressions that can stand alone to communicate complete thought, complete meaning on their own. A clause, an independent clause, is a sentence, is a stream of expression that is capable of expressing or communicating or conveying a complete idea, a complete meaning, a complete thought. For example, I'm a man. I'm in the class. I went to the market. I'm talking. This is me. This is the table. She's around. All of these are examples of complete or independent sentences. When you have two independent clauses being joined with a comma, you have what is called comma splice or comma splices in plural. Okay, now the sun rises in the east, is an independent clause. An independent clause, a clause that makes sense on its own. A complete thought, a complete meaning is communicated, is expressed by this expression. The sun rises in the east. Independent clause. It sets in the west. Another complete thought, another independent clause. When you join these two sentences, these two clauses together, with the use of a comma, you have what is called comma splice. And this, by the virtue or by the presence of this comma, the entire expression has error, has mistaken it. Okay. And that mistake, like I said, arises from the presence of this comma. When you have this structure in a piece of writing, it is a common error to that. Comma splice or comma splices. Right. So let's have more examples. I went to the market. I went to the market. I went to the market, comma. I bought some fruits. Some fruits. Full stop. Now, this expression is erroneous, as mistaken it. What's the mistake? The presence of this comma. Why? This is an independent clause. I went to the market. Complete. I bought some fruits. I've come across too many pieces of writing where teachers write this way. And maybe right now, the textbook you have in front of you has several expressions of this kind. Just know, it's about time you discarded such textbooks. The presence of the comma in this case makes this a comma splice. Comma splices, again, are common errors, are mistakes, errors that come to the fore when two independent clauses are joined or are combined with the use of a comma. Now, how do we correct comma splices? There are three ways to correct this error, this grammatical mistake, this grammatical error in English language. There are three ways. The first way is to remove the comma and replace it with a semicolon. Okay. The second way to correct comma splices in English language is to remove the comma and replace it with a conjunction. Number three, the third way to correct comma splices in English language is to remove the comma and introduce a period. A period is a full stop. Okay. So these are the three ways to correct comma splices in English language. Now let's have example sentences. First, let's do the first one here. Let me take this away. Let's use the two existing sentences. The first is, the sun rises in the east. The sun rises in the east, semicolon, not comma, and sets in the west. Full stop. In the west. In the west. If you like now to use the capital letter, if you like now to write in small letter, it doesn't change anything. Full stop. Okay. Now notice that these are going to replace with a semicolon, which is the first way to correct comma splices. Number two, I went to the market. I went to the market, comma, and, which is conjunction, and I bought some fruits. Now, this comma is another concept. The presence or the introduction of this comma before the conjunction is another concept in the English language. Very new concept, and it's known as the Oxford comma. I'm going to talk about this in another video, but now let's concentrate on comma splices and how to correct comma splices in the English language. So that's that about the second example. Now, number three, the reintroduction of a period, a full stop between the two independent clauses. Let's use the first one here. The sun rises in the east, full stop. The sun rises in the east, full stop. It sets in the west. It sets in the west, full stop. Now, the first way, like I said, to correct comma splices is to reintroduce a semicolon between the two independent clauses. So when you write, this is how you read the structure of your sentences. Two, right? The first sentence separated by a semicolon, and then you have the next which is the second independent clause. So, all right, so that is that about that. Oh, I should have deleted this conjunction, okay. Number 2, I went to the market, comma, you introduce a conjunction. And then you have the second independent clause. And finally, number 3, the sun rises in the east, full stop. It sets in the west. So these are the 3 ways to correct comma splices in the English language. Now go ahead and share this video with as many English teachers or English language students that you know. Now, if you have any question regarding this concept, kindly go ahead and let me know in the comment section. I'll be delighted to attend to your queries. Thanks again for watching to the very end. See you next time. Bye for now.